Hello, this is Review Team 14, Karl and Caspian, and we are going to be reviewing the teams Yummy Tummy and The Station. So first we're going to do Yummy Tummy. So with the pitch, initially the hook was really engaging. They brought the class in. Let's see, there was some equal representation. Everyone got to speak. I don't know, the YS slide followed by the Y now is really nice. What do you have to say about that?
Yeah, I thought your prototype was really good, and everyone participated, which was really nice. I did think that like per slide there was too many words, like it was a little bit hard to read through as to follow you guys. And then also, of course, you guys didn't get your full video recording, which was, we didn't dock any points for that, but it was definitely something to think about in the future.
We looked over the slide deck and it seemed like you were close to the end, so we assumed it was under 5 minutes, and we looked and saw some extra, like, a little extra information at the end. So we gave you 165 out of 175 for that. So next is the learning journey video. The whiteboard usage was really creative. The passing of the phone, where the section that the phone was passed to, it was right behind the person talking about it. It was really cool. Never seen that. It was informative. What do you have to say?
Yeah, again, like all team members contributed. Like Carl was saying, we really thought like moving the phone as it went down the timeline was like a really kind of ingenious way to show movement in 2 ways. So yeah, we gave you full marks, 150 out of 150 for the learning journey video.
Yeah, I also wanted to say that the separate E1 perspective was really cool, because if they really are the ones doing the learning. You want to start us out with model and structure?
Yeah, sure. So you guys had your all 3 BMC and the VPC. You also had the BIC, which was really nice, and we thought it was simple yet efficient, which was like it was really nice just to see everything laid out nice and clean.
Yeah, let me see if I can add anything else to that. Yeah, the through BIC is definitely above and beyond. And yeah, some pretty solid VPC content. Yeah, 175 out of 175. I don't got much to say about that.
Yeah, simple and clean, like we said. You can start off on that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so with evidence, instantly I was drawn towards the customer journey and profile. Those are both really cool things to add. A customer profile is great, in-depth information, in-depth empathy gathering, 8 pre, 10 post prototypes of 18. Not a lot of yes and no's in there either, which was really cool. I don't know, you could see the evolution between the pre and the post, which was really sick. And yeah, you want to say some stuff?
Yeah, so yeah, I thought having like no dead end questions was really nice. Like it was really smart of you guys. Like you guys definitely put in the thought and work into making your questions tailored to getting answers that you thought would be useful. And there was a good progression from your early questions to your late questions as your project evolved. We also thought it was really cool how you guys did so much research into your color schemes. Like there was definitely a lot of thought and detail put into utilizing everything to make it as accessible for everybody as it could be. Something that we noticed was there was no specific job to be done integrated into it. So we took a couple points off for that, and we gave you 140 out of 150 for this.
Additionally, there was no SWOT, but another thing that went above and beyond that you'll see we added later into your above and beyond is that there were 237 survey, which is more than I've ever seen.
Yeah,
I
very,
think,
very impressive.
Really cool. So now we're going to go on to prototype. When creating an app in the VP1, it's like hard to actually create an app, but I feel like we got a pretty good image of what the app was going to look like. Also through your pitch, you showed it pretty well. Yeah, again, the colors were extensively researched, which was really cool. And there were 4 logo prototypes. And everyone want to add on to that?
Yeah. Everything looked super like user friendly too. Like you guys didn't overcomplicate how your prototype would work and how it would look. You just made sure it would work and that people knew what they'd be able to do on it. And yeah, you guys just made it user friendly and workable and inviting. And you definitely put in your work having 4 logo prototypes. Specifically just the logo prototypes, and then even more prototypes for the actual app.
Yeah, so 100 out of 100 on that one. Let's move on to the business report now. So it was really, I mean, I know Kaylin's really good at making business reports, so there's no surprise here, but it was really easy to access your entire project. It was all hyperlinked. That's, I mean, that's great, especially when you have 29 pages. Like that's kind of necessary to hyperlink that. So the 29 pages was not really bad at all. And yeah, the pains and gains were clear through. I mean, you had everything that was in your project in there, so they have to be clear.
Yeah. You guys clearly showed your project development and your primary and secondary research. And then again, just to reiterate what Karl said, like hyperlinking everything. I mean, at first you look at it and you go, wow, 29 pages, like I'm never, this is a little bit too much. But then you say everything's hyperlinked and everything's super easy to read and easy to navigate. So, I mean, great job. So
Yeah.
we gave you 175 out of 175 on that one.
Moving on to the blog post.
Yeah, moving on to the blog post, it was good. Not really too much to say. You guys had a good image, good project summary. Your link worked.
Yeah, 25.
Yeah, 25 out of 25.
And above and beyond, this is where you guys really pulled through. I don't know, there's a lot of work in evidence. The profile was there, 237 surveys, survey results, BICs,
Yeah,
accessibility was addressed in multiple ways through the colors too. That was really cool.
and we really thought it was kind of awesome how you were like with the colors, and then like your project in general, how you were thinking about accessibility for all, not just, you weren't saying this is just our project, like nothing else needs to be accessible. You really included every kind of accessibility into your specific project that you could, which was pretty awesome.
Yeah. So that's 40 out of 50, we said. Not a ton of ways to make it better. But yeah, so that is our review of Yummy Tummy. And yes, it was like a 90, I think 97%, 970 in total out of 1,000.
So really good job, guys.
Yeah, so next we're going to do the station. Let's see, you want to start us out with the pitch?
Yeah, sure. So we thought it was pretty good. Immediately, you guys got people involved with the pitch. You guys asked a question and got people to raise their hands and made it personable. And then all your slides were very clean. You could follow along, and really, you there was so little to read, which made it awesome because then you wanted to listen to them explain. So we thought that was great.
Yeah, clear and concise. Slides were not overcrowded. It was at 5 minutes, which is cool. Yeah, prototypes made a large appearance, which I think was really important for this project. So yeah, 175 out of 175 is pretty solid.
I also made a note here that I thought it was great that you guys broke down like the major parts. So like you guys had a slide just about like the location of the business, which was good. So like all of the big parts had their own slides, which was great.
Yeah. So now moving on to learning journey video. It was really, I mean, I loved the like online whiteboard. That was really cool. Yeah, so visually nice. Some goofy doodles on it, which made it feel very human.
You could tell you guys had fun together.
Yeah, it looked like you guys had fun making it. Made it fun to watch. Spread out the talking, walk through the process. Another thing that I want to say is that like it's important to admit your flaws, and you guys did that. I mean, that's kind of the nature of the learning journey video. So you showed your learning throughout your journey. There you go.
Yeah, and there was nice transitions, and the use of the online whiteboard was great. And I thought something really good at the very end was you showed your scale of vision. So like you showed how far you got, but you also showed how far you would want to be able to go with it.
Yeah. Yeah, so full points on that, 150. Let's lead into model and structure now. So initially, 3 BICs. It's become apparent that BICs aren't as big of a project as they used to be, but you guys still put them in, which is really cool. 3 BMCs as well. These BMCs were informative. What they need to be. They were done on a Jamboard, which honestly made it a little bit easier to read. So it was nice for us. Yeah, but 4 VPCs, which was a little bit of above. Job to be done was clear. or was it not? Wait, it was, yeah, job to be done was there, but it was not really clear what it was. It would be nice to have that maybe in the VPC more clear. What else
I
you want
have
to say
its own
about that?
section. Yeah, the only thing that I have left to add is like it was definitely informative and it showed your growth and change, but not as well as we thought that you could have. Like it was just like there was parts where it was like, what are they trying to tell us here? Yeah, so it was just definitely a little bit of like it could have been a little bit more clear. It was a little bit like maybe a little bit too much information on things, or you could have just like made your thoughts a little bit more concise in certain areas. But yeah, otherwise it was really good. We gave you 170 out of 175 on that one. So it's still really good, guys.
Yeah, you want to lead us into evidence?
Yeah, so moving on to evidence, your SWOT and PESTLE had its own section, and it was detailed, which was really good. Nice and clear on that. And then you guys had 11 pre-interviews and 6 post-interviews for 17 total, which was above and beyond again. So that's great. One thing we did notice about your questions is while they were good for the type of information you wanted, they were maybe not perfectly posed for the general public, like talking about floor plans. Maybe a lot of people aren't going to know like how to read floor plan layouts and stuff like that. And
Yeah. Another thing, tons of secondary research. But the main thing about it that I really liked is that it was all laid out. It wasn't just a list of links. It was the pages themselves, which made it easier for us to look through, get an idea of what the articles were about. Another thing, customer pains and gains, maybe not super clear throughout this. I guess in the pre-prototypes, it was like, you had some asking about general, but maybe would have liked to see a continuation of that. Yeah, and like Caspian said, a little bit like overly specific in the post prototype, but besides that, it was good, and I'd say 145 out of 150. And then with the prototype itself, there were 3 prototypes of the logo, but then 2 additional prototypes of like shops that would be in the business, which was really cool. The floor plan prototypes were also really cool. That's like very important to have for that sort of thing. And I was impressed that you guys were able to throw those together and they looked really professional. I can tell you guys maybe had experience making floor plans in the past. If not, you learned it, which is cool.
Yeah, that was definitely something we talked about because like with making a prototype of a building, there's not too terribly much that you can do other than a floor plan unless you wanted to 3D render a model of the building. So that would be too much, honestly. So we thought that with what little that you could do, you guys executed it really well, made it look really professional, really clean. Yeah, we gave you full marks on that 100 out of 100, especially because there wasn't just the one kind of logo. You guys had, I think it was just 2 kinds of logos, but 3 iterations of
Yeah, 3 iterations one.
Yeah, which was really cool because you guys weren't just stopping yourselves at one. One kind of
you
thing.
really got creative with it. Blog post, everything was there. Something we wanted to say was that there were kind of a lot of pictures in the blog post, which was kind of confusing.
Yeah, it kind of took away from the it took away from being about the business so much, which isn't a terrible thing because this is about the team that made it. But yeah, it definitely could have been a little bit more concise. But it had everything. It had a little bit about the business. It had your pictures. It had links that worked. Everything was there, but it was definitely a little bit too many pictures.
But we still gave you full points. And then business report. Let's see. So it was really clean. It asked for interviews and there were no interviews though. But there were surveys. There's a lack of secondary. But we could really tell you did the work and like you knew what you were talking about.
It was you could tell that the due diligence was done by the team just by the sheer amount of details that were in there, even though the interview evidence was omitted. We saw it in other parts, and then it showed pain and gain right off the bat. So we give you guys 160 out of 175 on that section. And then to above and beyond the rubric. It was palatable, easy to read. It was really good overall.
Yeah, I thought
Okay.
the secondary was really displayed well. That's something that I feel like people don't really always give attention to secondary research, and you guys did. So
Mhm.
yeah, I think we gave you 93, 930.
Yeah, on that last section, we gave you 25 out of 50.
Yeah.
Which,
Sorry.
yeah, no, total it added up to 93 out of 93%.
So thank you for watching our video and subscribe for more.
Yeah, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.